We would like to thank everybody who came out tonight. For a brief moment, we're going to ask for all backstage people to come onto the stage so they can be seen. Give it up! Mr. Klutz, Mrs. Hall, and Mrs. Carlson to please come on stage. We have a gift for you. Can we please bring it out? We got flowers for everybody and signed posters from everybody in the show.
For special student recognition, you are free to quietly exit the theater to enjoy the rest of your night. We don't want to hold you hostage. Thank you for coming to see Woodside High School's production of Sister Act the Musical and supporting our fine arts department. If we can bring the house lights up, please. Now to the business at hand. A night that many of our students anticipate, some since they were freshmen. Every year here at Woodside, after the last spring musical performance, we induct the next year's class of honorary thespians, comprised of seniors. In case you didn't get a chance to read the blurb in your programs, this is an international student honor organization that recognizes the extraordinary efforts of high schoolers in theater. Students not only have to demonstrate a certain level of dedication by being involved in numerous productions, they must also participate in such a way that exemplifies the Thespian motto, act well your part, there all the honor lies. No matter how small or large a role on stage or backstage, these students have performed their parts above and beyond what our bare minimum is, and they've done it honorably, showcasing professionalism, a strong work ethic, reliability, and the right attitude that not only gets the job done, but also the ability to work well with others under pressure. Named after Thespis, the first known actor in Western civilization, the International Thespian Society was established in 1929, 90 years ago, and has over 2 million members. Our particular chapter, or troupe as we like to call it, has quite a history too. It was founded in 1964 at Ferguson High School, obviously not now known as the Performing Arts Center at CNU, by Patricia Quinn, Woodside's first drama teacher, who only retired 6 years ago. We have nearly 700 members on our roster, and I personally happen to be among them. Miss Quinn, I know you're here tonight, so please stand and actually come to the stage so we may recognize you. Here tonight, and we will need your help. It is tradition that alumni help us with our thespian pinning. So if that includes you, and you can help us tonight, please come to the stage now, right over here. Audience, please give our alumni applause for the past. Look at all of our alumni. Woo! Yeah. Thank you guys for coming tonight. I will now hand the mic over to Mr. Klutz, who is going to begin introducing to you Woodside's newest international thespians for Troupe 1629.
First of all, I'd like to say I apologize for the fog machine. Our first inductee has worked on various crews. She's worked with the costume crew on this particular show, but she mainly did sound, and she was our sound crew chief for Animal Farm, Rachel Neal.
Our next inductee has worked on various crews for shows in her beginning years. She then started stepping up to the plate, going above and beyond, when we actually asked her to, at the last minute, become an actor in Animal Farm. She then continued in that direction and became part of our production staff for Almost Maine, and you see her tonight as one of our many nuns, Haley Sugg. Our next inductee cannot show enough enthusiasm for whatever role this particularly mostly actor receives. Has been in the ensemble for Flowers for Algernon, was a farm hand for Animal Farm. Also, ensemble for part of our sister act show tonight. He played many, many roles: a choir boy, a police cop, someone who sat in the church pews, etc., etc. We are honored to induct Donovan King. All right, our next inductee was in Flowers for Algernon as a nurse. She was also a very memorable hen in Animal Farm. If you came and saw Almost Maine in the fall, she was the ironing board wielding Marvelin. And you see her as a nun tonight in Sister Act, Reagan Musson.
Our next inductee has mainly worked on light crews. He was very important in our light crews. I've never seen a guy scale a ladder like this guy. Another great thing is the one-act play that he wrote in senior drama was produced on our stage in our senior one-acts. Matthew Stoufel. Inductee I've been working with the last 2 years with costumes. She has some really good ideas, and a lot of the costumes that you have seen over the last 2 years have been made by our student costume designer, and that is Shania Francis.
Our next inductee has been a part of our musicals for the past few years. Is always there at rehearsals. The first year this person was with us, sometimes we had trouble locating this actor, but he was always around. You would know him as Lewis and Pippin, Linus and Charlie Brown, and Eddie tonight. Jason. Our next inductee I've worked with pretty closely over the last couple of years.
She's involved in our stage crew and all of these crazy scene changes you saw going on tonight. She helped orchestrate as our stage crew chief. I welcome Adrian Maynard to the stage. Our next inductee, she's actually a chorus student. She has a great sense of humor. You might remember her as Snoopy from last year. Tonight you see her as Mary Teresa, Katie Thompson. Inductee I've worked with over the last couple of years in the capacity of lighting. This student is really good about picking up stuff and actually showing me some things about lighting. He's been our lighting crew chief this year and part of last year. I really appreciate you, Miles, taking it.
Our next inductee was actually a transfer student. Didn't start off here as a 9th grader. Here recently, I think I've really challenged the student a lot. Got to play a really fun character in Almost Maine. Got to play a wackadoodle therapist in our one act that we took to competition this year. And he's a part of the stage crew for Sister Act, Coleman Bird. Our next inductee is also a chorus student that I think got bit by the bug. This student has been involved with our shows ever since his freshman year. You would have seen him in Putnam, was also a part of our band of players in Pippin. Then started auditioning for our fall shows and was in Animal Farm. Was a part of the ensemble for Charlie Brown, and then you know him tonight as Monsignor Josh Higgins.
Each year I have a student help me out with set design, and there was a marvelous art student here that's helped me design sets the last couple of years. The set you see tonight, you know, Animal Farm, your good man Charlie Brown, she helped me with the sets. The fantastic artist also helps us do the posters and t-shirts. She's not here tonight. She did come on Thursday to enjoy her set, but I would like to recognize Julia North. The exception pin is her mother. You still have the pin, Caitlin? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll make sure she gets it. Okay, our next inductee also got bit by the theater bug. She was our stage crew chief for You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. She was also a production assistant this year, which, if you don't know much about that, is a ton of work. Sophie Velez.
Our next inductee was a part of our band of players in Pippin. Played a pessimistic donkey in Animal Farm. Then she started switching over to a different role, which we truly, truly appreciate. She then started taking over being as our dance captain and making sure that we were following the integrity of the choreography set by Mrs. Hunter, and also did a little choreography herself in Charlie Brown and in Sister Act tonight. Savannah Pearson.
Our next inductee is one of the peppiest, energetic girls I think I've ever met in my life. You saw her in Pippin, you also saw her in Almost Maine earlier this year, but you might remember her tonight as Dolores. Next student, I've really gotten to know well the last couple of years. Not just a great actor and technician, but just a wonderful person. She was Molly in Animal Farm. She was Glory in Almost Maine. And tonight she's our assistant stage manager. I greatly welcome Kaylee Grace.
Oh boy, has a special place in my heart for all the things I've made this person do. Has been a part of our shows very early on in Flowers for Algernon. Was also in Animal Farm as an actor. Switched to sound for Charlie Brown. Had a couple of roles in this fall show in Almost Maine. Part of the stage crew tonight, but I think the most memorable performances that this actor got to do involved our one-act play competitions. This year played 6 different roles as Robert in Identity Crisis and put us on the map on the state level playing Dawn in Universal Languages and won one of 4 Best Actor Awards at that level. Connor Ware.
Our next inductee, I really appreciate as a person. If I'm not having such a great day, she might come into the theater, and just when I see her, I smile and I immediately feel better. One of her biggest roles here, she was Dynamite as Frustrata in Pippin. She also stage managed earlier this year for Almost Maine, and just did a crazy job as Edith in Identity Crisis. And tonight you know her as Mary Roberts.
Next inductee has also been a part of our shows as soon as this person arrived to our school. Flowers for Algernon, Pippin. Had a very huge role in Animal Farm as Squealer. part of the ensemble Charlie Brown, played Phil in Almost Maine, and then took over at the last minute another role the week of the show in Almost Maine as Lyndall, and then you know him as Curtis tonight.
Our next inductee, I have had such a great time the last 2 years making fun of this person in a good way. She's got a great sense of humor. I think I have about 25 different names for her. She was Muriel in Animal Farm, Hope in Almost Maine, but tonight, what a great job she did as Mother Superior.
Has been involved with our shows from the very beginning. Landed a role in Laramie Project, switched to sound for Putnam, played a very challenging and emotional role as a sophomore as Father in Flowers for Algernon, did some more sound. Also stage managed Universal Language, our award-winning play that went to States. Also played Randy and East in Almost Maine. And you know him tonight as our stage manager, or otherwise known as our Pope in Sister Act. And something special to note about Asher Meyer, he has done so much sound work for various activities in the building that he is actually going to be designated as a national honor thespian, which is up, but there's actually one more thespian that we need to induct tonight, who is oftentimes overlooked. I could talk on and on about this person, but I'm actually going to pass it off to Miss Quinn, who actually knows this person maybe even better than me. Here you go, Miss Quinn.
The first time I remember meeting this guy, I went to see a show where he had designed and directed and done all the work for up and down everywhere. And I thought that was pretty good for a guy from middle school. And then really upset me because I heard a couple of kids call his name. I went to him and said, "Do you let them call you that?" And he said, "Well, it's my name." And then when my grandchildren were ready to come to school, I wanted to make sure he taught them, because he taught them so much about loving the theater, responsibility, and being good to each other. And he took so much time to talk to each student and care for them and let them know that they were loved. And so, I guess it's all right they call you Klutz. So he never got it in high school. So we decided it was about time that you became a member of Thespian Troupe 16.
Thank you so much for sticking around. Have a wonderful night.